Hi, Rashid Kapadia here with a description of one of my talks called Conflict Resolution, a strategy of respect and empathy with examples from history. And this talk was developed as a result of me watching a couple of documentaries, one called Miracle Rising and the other The Fog of War. Miracle Rising is a story of how 4 years after Nelson Mandela's release, when almost certain civil war in South Africa, they transitioned successfully to democracy. And The Fog of War is about Robert McNamara, one of the most brilliant, neurotically rational men, summarizing the lessons of an extraordinary life. I do the talk in two versions. One of them is a shorter one, which has only the Miracle Rising. The longer one, it requires more time, has the Fog of War as well. Now, in the Miracle Rising, the question of South Africans faced is they asked them, so how do we avoid getting to a point where we no longer care if we destroy one another, if our country becomes a stream of rivers, even rivers of blood, if we reduce our country to ashes? We were close. How did we avoid getting to that point? And the answer is that they followed a strategy of respect, simple respect. Empathize with your enemy, get into their head. What are they thinking? Learn their language, read their literature, their poetry, get to know each other better, respect one another. They followed this strategy, and through endless struggles, they continue to make forward progress. It's a remarkable success story. It is a story of an epic injustice being converted into an epic reconciliation. Just marvelous. Miracle Rising. If you get a chance to watch it, watch it. Now, I use a slightly different approach in this talk. Normally, public speakers use tell a point, make a story, or tell a story, make a point. Here, I use a video, actual historical footage of the participants speaking in their own language, and then we have a discussion, speaking in their own words, and then we have a discussion, all of us, how we can apply this in our circumstances. Plenty of insights. Here's an example. They found that they really got to like each other in the coffee breaks, not during the actual negotiations. So before, after, in the coffee breaks, you get to like each other. And once you like each other, you begin to look for solutions rather than fight them, which is what you do when you don't like each other. So this is a kind of synopsis of a very important talk. I believe this is the most important talk that I have ever put together. And when I give it to audiences, I can see the room lighting up, and especially in the discussions, I can see them saying, yes, we have to get along with other people. We have to find ways to respecting our enemies. I'm so glad I put this talk together. And what I'd love to do is an opportunity to discuss with you how we can use this talk to reach others. I'd love to give it to your audiences. Again, this is a very important talk, not from a preacher or a philosopher or a professor. These are from hard-nosed practitioners who have done this practically. That's a small description of my talk, Conflict Resolution, a strategy of respect and empathy. Thank you, Rashid Kapadia.